Hello, hello, everyone. So good to see you today. That was great to meet for Sylvan's birthday and to sing a song. That was really nice. And then afterwards, I got to chat with a bunch of you, which was also really nice. So I miss all of you, and I hope we find a way to see each other soon on Zoom on a more regular basis. I'm figuring that out. More to come. Okay, so what I want us to work on today is these. Now, you remember we were doing these. We had our meteorologist of the day, all right, that was going on out and doing our weather on a daily basis. Okay, and I developed one of these sheets. And for you parents, I'm going to go ahead and send this sheet. But a good idea is to put it in one of these plastic sleeves. These are pretty standard. I mean, most of us have these at home. If you just search around, I'm sure you have them somewhere. And then you can write on those with a dry erase or a wet erase marker. So you put the sheet in the sleeve, and then this way your child can record weather every single day using a dry erase marker. Once you're done, I'm going to have you record your data. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to go over the sheet. So for temperature, let's say the temperature is 50 degrees today. You're just going to go ahead and create a line across right there. You don't have to fill in this whole thing. You could just use one of those dry erase markers. For some reason, you have to keep printing these out. I'd say use a pencil, write it very lightly, and then erase it. Okay, so you can keep using the same piece of paper over and over again. Right now, we were doing this based on a certain thermometer that I had hanging outside of our classroom. I'll take you over to it right now so you can see that. And we were measuring humidity there. Okay, so let me take you over to this. And I hope you could see this here. You can see I brought this home. And let me just make sure that's focused in. Let me open the window there. You see right there how that hygrometer on the bottom there is measuring humidity. I don't know if you're going to have something at home that can measure that. So if not, we'll just have to skip that part. But this doesn't surprise me at all. It's raining right now and the humidity is 85%. And your child should know that humidity, we're measuring humidity. We're basically measuring the amount of moisture in the air. So let me bring it back here. Okay, let me grab my sheet. And then right here, we could just mark off whether it's foggy, windy, mostly cloudy, snow, so on and so forth. And you can mark off obviously multiple ones of these because it could be cloudy and windy at the same time, right? Okay, so here's our precipitation part where we measure precipitation. I'm going to show you real quick how to make one of these cups like what I made. So here's our cup that we used at school. Okay, and you can see I have inches here. So this is 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4, 5, 6. We're not going to be very, very crazy rainy day if we got more than 6 inches in one day. I don't think that's possible. But I'm going to show you how to make one of these. So you just need any standard, just plastic cup. Probably have lying around. It doesn't have to be this tall. I mean, it could be 3 inches tall. It can be 4 inches tall. It can be any kind of cup that is made out of plastic, I guess preferably so that it doesn't break if it gets windy. And then what you do is you take a ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and lower this a little bit to make it easier for me to do this. Okay, so what you're going to do is take a ruler. Whoops, I gotta come this way. I got to figure this out with this camera. Okay. And you take a Sharpie. So you line up the ruler with the bottom. You see I'm using my thumb and I'm pinching my hand inside like that. Okay, you're going to come bring that right around to the center of the cup this way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start making some marks. So that's 1 inch. That's 2 inches. That's 3 inches. 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I want to make the half-inch marks too. Okay, I don't know if you can see those marks. I'm going to make the half-inch marks too. Ready? I'm just going to put a dot for those because then I'll be able to tell which ones I need to make longer or shorter. Ready? So there's just a dot for a 1/2 inch, a dot for 1.5 inches, a dot for 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. Okay, and I could go ahead and I guess I can mark 1/4 inches on there too, but there's a way to do that. So here's how we're gonna do this. So you see these ones that are the 1-inch marks, just make those a little longer now. Just kind of go like that. That's 2 inches, that's 3 inches, that's 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to make the 1/2 inch marks a little shorter. There we go. And the 1/4 inch marks would be right in between this. So about halfway in between the bottom and the 1/2 inch mark. We'll make a tiny little 1/4 inch mark. You see I'm making these even the shortest. Another 1/4 inch. Another 1/4 inch. Okay, so halfway between there and there is going to be your 1/4 inch mark. This is really easy. It should take you maybe about 5 minutes to make this. Okay, then I'm going to start from the bottom. That's 1. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Looks pretty similar to what I did on the other side as well. Okay? So that's how you make a cup. Now I would recommend, let me pull this back up again. I would recommend that you put some glue on the bottom and anchor this to something heavier, like a board or something like that, because these two they do tend to blow over when it gets windy out. But once a day we can go ahead and record the weather and go look in our cup and say, oh wow, we had a 1/2 inch of rain, and today would actually be a great day to put it out. And then tomorrow we can record how much precipitation we had in the last 24 hours or the last day. And once you're done, just dump it out and then reset it. Okay. I don't know how many of you have that thermometer I showed you earlier or something like that. You could use a regular thermometer and just put it outside somewhere. Mine's right on a windowsill, but on the outside of the window. And I would recommend not setting these in direct sunlight. I would recommend setting them in the shade, because that's how we've been measuring temperature all year long, is the temperature in the shade. The sun can really change our temperature, dramatically. And once those thermometers heat up, if sun's beating directly on them, it's not going to give us like the most accurate reading. So I would recommend that you set your thermometer in the shade. And the last component here, and here's where you measure, you mark off your precipitation in inches, okay? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. We will be covering rulers in math, so we'll get some practice with that. But for now, we've built a very basic ruler on here, and here's a very basic ruler here. And then lastly, wind. We just pick a bush out in behind our school, and we look at that, and if it's not the leaves or the light branches aren't blowing on it at all, we do none. If it's calm, it's calm. If it's medium, it's medium. If it's strong, that probably means tree branches are coming down. So that's the only way you would mark strong. Here's the date, and then I'm going to show you how to record that. Ready? I'm not prepared for this, but I'm going to wing it really fast. Let me grab a book. Okay, ready? I'm just going to do it on this whiteboard. So, along the top of a piece of notebook paper, put temp for short, or temperature. Humidity, if you have a way of measuring that. Let me come over to the side a little bit. Hold on. Temp, humidity, let's just call this weather. Precip, and I'm abbreviating here, and wind. Okay, so today is Wednesday, 3/25. Okay, so we can go like this, and we say temperature 50 degrees. Our friends know that we do that in Fahrenheit, not Celsius. The humidity was 80%. There's the percent symbol. The weather right now is rainy and cloudy. The precip, I'm just going to say 0.5 inches. Another way to write that would be 1/2 inch. Okay, and the wind is calm. Okay, so that's for that date. Okay, and then the next date is going to be tomorrow, Thursday, 3/26. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for tomorrow. I would recommend monitoring the weather. We normally did it around 1:30 or 1:45, or sometimes 2:30, 2:45, right before we left. But let's say 2:30 if you could do it at 2:30. And do the best you can to record this every day. Maybe use the last page or the last few pages in your writing notebook to do that. I want to make sure you have enough room to record for a few weeks at least, and then we'll take it from there. But maybe at the very end of that notebook I send it home, like 3 pages from the back, start your weather chart here, and then keep recording it on there. If you have any questions, just let me know. I just did this video very quickly, and I just tried to pull everything together that you needed to get going with it. So the materials you're going to need are a ruler, some sort of plastic cup, some type of thermometer. If it has a hygrometer that measures humidity, great. And your last thing you would need is a Sharpie. And then you have your notebook, and then once a day at around 2:30 in the afternoon or 2 or somewhere around there, you're going to go ahead and record the weather. And this sheet I will send to you. And if you have one of these plastic sleeves, just write on it with a dry erase marker if you have one of those. If you don't, just print out one of these sheets and write very lightly on it with pencil daily. Erase it before you do the next day. All right. Hope everybody enjoys that. Have fun monitoring the weather. I'm really looking forward to what we come up with. All right. Have a great day.